Follow their examples, and you too can get the money, power, and respect you've been denied for too long.
Pablo Escobar, you know he made $30 million.
Wow, lifetime?
Yes. Best holiday gift ideas for business owners.
I'm suggesting it was one of the best, most amazing investments that I've ever made.
Big holiday discounts or exclusive limited offers. The holidays, people are looking for the best deal, not necessarily the best product. They're looking for the best deal.
You might as well pick you up. I mean, a hell of a bundle for deeper than the brand.
Hey.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
What's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? Welcome, Nicky and Moose. I'm Nicky, that's Moose. What's up, Moose?
What up, y'all?
And on this episode, 'tis the holiday season. But what in the world do we get our fellow business owners and content creators? We're going to go over our 2023 holiday gift ideas list for those who need that kind of help. It's time to go back outside, people. The benefits of setting up your own meetup. And then what lessons can we possibly learn from the mob? Yep, we're going to talk about it. And of course, the new question of the week, big discount or exclusive limited offer? What are you going to be doing, or what are you thinking about doing in this holiday season? Moose, how we feel about this episode?
Yeah, excited for this, man. A lot of good conversations around how to spend smart and even make investments around the holidays. So y'all got to tap in.
Let's get into this intro.
2 kids from Queens, cut from a different cloth. Now joining forces, helping you to elevate your personal brand. Yeah, I'm talking about Nicky and Moose, bringing you a never before seen perspective into the mindset, the mentality, the behaviors, the driving force, but more importantly, the stories behind the people and brands that you know and love the most.
And of course, this episode is powered by Ecamm Live, the #1 all-in-one streaming platform that not only allows you to stream on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, all the social media platforms, but it's amazing for pre-recorded stuff as well, such as a podcast, such as YouTube videos. It does video isolation, audio isolation, text, transitions, lower thirds. It does everything, as well as make you look really good on Zoom and Google Meets. But we are giving away 14 days for free on us if you go to www.nickyandmoose.com/ecamm. That's ECAMM for that 14-day trial.
Hello.
Moose, how we feeling?
Hello. Man, feeling pretty good. Had yet another good, productive day. And yeah, overall, I'm pretty excited, man. Holiday season coming up, and things are going to be smooth. By the time people are listening to this, I will be somewhere that is most likely not home, and that should be fun.
How do you picture your holiday season?
Man, so this is always somewhat of a tough battle because I technically don't celebrate,
right,
from a religious standpoint. You know, but I am a good sport. I'm a good sport. I do like to partake in the celebration. You know,
high five.
Yeah. You know, I gotta show support and take part in the in the festivities. Like, you know, show support. So, I think just being around family, and of course my wife's family. Being around them, they're a big ball of fun. So being around them is a good time. And of course, but you know what? I will say our Christmas is on New Year's. I might have said this maybe last year or one of the last couple of years.
Yours,
yeah,
not the family's, yours, or I'm confused now. What do we
yeah,
mean?
like so the celebratory. Yeah, I'll do a better job explaining it. So
I was like, I know you, but is now that you have a baby, is like all of you going to celebrate? That's a good question.
That's a good question. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. No, I mean, so for us in the Middle East, we don't celebrate Christmas for, let's say, Jesus's birthday.
Right.
But we use the symbol of Santa on New Year's.
Y'all have Santa on New Year's?
Yeah, it's a Middle Eastern thing.
Okay,
yeah,
all right.
So you're
gonna be so are you renting out a Santa that so then
on
the next
New Year's,
question.
That's hilarious.
Right. I'm like, so is now that you have a kid, because now that has to be part of the celebrations, but is Santa coming on the 25th or the 1st?
Nah, I mean, we haven't done, at least my growing up, Santa came on the 1st. We haven't done a Santa, or I should say December 31st celebration in a minute. But it's still a festive time for us. Like last year, the living room party was a vibe, like
right.
we danced the night away until like 1, 2 a.m. So that's a thing for us. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to know if there's two. Is this going to be two?
No.
Two Christmases. Is it one? Is it a compromise? You know what? Bump that. Not even the 25th. Not the 1st. 27th. What's up?
Happy medium.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, listen, you respect, I respect. The baby needs to see Santa. So,
but there is a movement right now that's not against Santa, but like parents like, yo, I work hard to provide the gifts, and Santa gets all the credit. So,
oh my God,
they ain't with the vibes. I've heard. So I got some people who are close to me.
Get over that. Like you're not gonna rob the kid of Santa. You're not gonna rob. That's too many years of that. Like
funny.
Go ahead.
To say the funniest joke though, one of my in-laws was I should say my nephew. He's like making his list, right? And then his mom's like, "Hey, we can't get you this. This is way too expensive." He's like, "What do you care? You're not paying for it. Santa is." She was like, "Oh yeah, no. At this point now, you are getting too smart.
Listen,
for you to keep thinking Santa is the one running the gifts.
Y'all thinking short term. You gotta think long term. I appreciate my parents more, knowing that some of the things that I thought I made up, they made it come to life. And I thought it was Santa. And then I found out years later it was that. And it made me appreciate them so much more. So y'all think it's short term. Cool. Y'all like, I need the credit now. I'm like, nah, my mom made a Batmobile come out of nowhere that I didn't even know was even possible.
That's dope.
Yeah, shout out to my mom.
Shout out to Mama Nix. Yeah, shout out to Mama Nix. That's fire.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Y'all don't take Santa away. Clearly at a certain age, yes, but don't take Santa away because I
35
appreciate
in Santa. Yeah.
I appreciate my mom so 35. Much. I remember that particular gift because I was like, I want a remote control Batmobile, right? Yes, I was one of those kids. I want a remote, and I didn't see it anywhere. And then I saw it. I was like, oh my God, Santa made it. And then I found out that my mom later down the road did that. I was like, yo, my mom is dope.
That's cool.
Right.
That is cool.
I'm just saying.
That is cool.
It's always the long term.
Shout out to Mama Nix one more time.
Yeah, shout out to Mama Nix. But what we learned this week?
So actually, I have had the opportunity to meet with a few of our community members in person. Met with about 5 people in a span of 2 days because I was in the DC, Virginia area one day. We had a nice little gathering there. Then the very next day, I had something set up from several weeks apart. I was like, oh, they actually came back to back. And quite honestly, man, it was really refreshing to meet and connect with people in person, to see what they're up to and how else, what other ways they need help. But more importantly, to get to hear them out on their ideas and their perspective on things, because something about, and I know it may seem maybe somewhat outdated to bring back the whole digital Zoom conversation being somewhat stale, but I gotta really put emphasis on that, man, because we don't have as much live events as we used to, at least for community members. And so connecting with people in person was incredibly refreshing. And it just created this new buzz and energy to say, okay, we really are going to commit to doing more of this and not on a grand scale. And that was really I guess what I would say the big lesson of it is that sometimes as leaders or entrepreneurs or people building brands, you think so much that every single thing you have to do has to be at the highest level or at the highest production. And for some people, that's just how they do it all the times. Kudos to you, go for it. But I don't think that's the case for everybody. As a matter of fact, I think some people really appreciate the intimacy of being there and having to only connect with a group of 5 people, not 50 or 500, right? So that was a nice reminder for me in saying small gatherings are just as effective as the big productions, especially if they're done with intentionality, if they're done with a good, plan in mind, and you're really still helping people to walk away. They actually walk away with more actionable items because they get that small one-on-one feel to the conversation that, again, you can't really just replicate in a Zoom room or a virtual environment. So 2024, more live gatherings, it's a must. And that's my big lesson for the week.
Like that. I like that. For me, silly side note before I get into what I learned, I have been on this kick, and I told Moose the other day about seeing the Northern Lights. Okay? I want to see, it's now on my bucket list. I want to see the Northern Lights, right? So me and Moose were talking, and he's like, you don't got to go overseas. They have it in the US, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, no. He's like, yes. And so then I started researching, right? And then realizing that it is not guaranteed to be seen in certain parts, actually anywhere, to be honest with you, but it is a more of a chance of going in the most coldest places to see these Northern Lights. You have a better chance, right? So now I'm starting to do my research. So I was like, okay, the most coldest parts definitely isn't the US besides Alaska, right? So now I'm looking up, they're all of the places are like, you have a chance. You have a chance. And I'm saying, I don't want a chance. I want a guaranteed if I'm going to be cold, freezing, 5 layers, a down coat and a goose coat all at the same time to see these green things above my head, right? So now I'm looking up Alaska. I'm looking up Canada was one, Norway, and Finland is my top things now that I'm searching, right? And there was, and it could be marketing, right? It could be marketing. This is great marketing for certain people, where Alaska was like, this is the best place in the world to see the Northern Lights, right? It's this like hot spring situation. They have a resort, all that whole nine. I look at these rooms. I could be bougie. I can. I understand. But this does not look like I want to go all the way to Alaska to almost stay at a Holiday Inn. I can't do it. I can't. And you can see by the prices, it was like $200 a night, $300 a night. Right now, I'm thinking if it's a Northern Lights experience, it's gonna be a little pricey. It's gonna be a little pricey. I was already in my head. They were like, nah, $200, $300 a night, boom, boom. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, this ain't it. This ain't it. I'm not going to the cold for this. I'm not.
Yeah.
So, and then especially if granted, I don't think I'm going to Finland either, but Finland got these like igloos that you can see everything, right? I'm like, oh, cool. We can do that. But it's Finland. I don't know. I don't know about that. So the best choice right now that I'm saying is like Canada. Canada seems like may do that, may not. Don't know. It's still cold, extremely cold, and you could. The best times to see it because of how cold it is the clearer. Is like September to like March or something. I'm like, oh, great, cold season's awesome. This is so great. So super random side note that I was just like, okay, I'm researching and I'm realizing my non-wanting to be cold behind has to go into the cold to see this bucket list situation. And I'm just like, and then they go, oh, well, seeing the Northern Lights is on the top of people's bucket list. The only thing that really rivals it is seeing the pyramids. And I'm like, pyramids are warm. Okay. Seeing the pyramids is warm.
Almost melted there.
Right. I'm going to be fine if I can do that one. But of course, I'm a lights person. Whatever. So if y'all want to see the Northern Lights, Alaska, Canada, Norway, Finland, Iceland is probably your best bet in looking and going in these certain seasons and seeing it. So I don't know if it's y'all part of the bucket list. I know, super side note. Now let me get to what I learned. So as y'all know, I am a shoot 'em up bang bang person, meaning I like watching mafia stuff and that whole nine, right? And so of course, when Netflix was trending of how to become a mob boss, it was a doc series. Of course, I watched it. Right? And so this docuseries breaks down some of the top mob bosses and what are the lessons that we can learn from the mob bosses. Now, of course, I'm not condoning violence of any sort, especially not on their level, right? But it was very funny. One, I got to give props that you literally can geek out about something, make it into content, sell it to Netflix, and it actually starts trending. That's exactly what this person did. This dude geeked out on mafia stuff, was like, yo, this can be, and to be honest with you, this is really good for entrepreneurs, leaders who are trying to build an empire, because it has similar situations. Like, I'll break down some of the lessons, like with Al Capone, right? One biggest mob bosses and very well known clearly in Chicago. The lessons that I got from him was like, yo, he had two more mentors, right? Not just one, but two mentors to help him guide him through the underworld of this whole mafia situation. And he went up in ranks. Like, he literally did every single position and stayed loyal to that, right? That was Al Capone. Frank Lucas from Harlem, right? Well, not from Harlem, but was infamous in Harlem. This is where the branding and marketing comes from, where he was big. And once again, I'm not condoning this, okay? No way, shape, or form. However, he was big on selling heroin. And the way that he stood out, because other people were doing the same thing, was how he branded it by naming it, giving it a naming convention. And his best one, what everybody has heard it's been in a Jay-Z raps and everything like that, is Blue Magic, right? That was his best one. It was the best branded one. Then when we get into John Gotti, here's the thing. This is what I really liked about this one, because how I learned from leaders is the worst ones. And they were like, John Gotti was everything you shouldn't have done in the mafia. Oh, wow. Right? You shouldn't be talking. You shouldn't be so flamboyant. You shouldn't be, it was a lot of things. But what they broke down was what we know in the corporate world and things like that is an org chart, right? So they had everything from the commission, which was the mafia's board of directors. You had a boss, you had an underboss, you had some big Italian C word that I can't say, but it means advisor. You had captains, and then you had a whole bunch of soldiers. And so people were coming up in the ranks, and that was, the captains were managers and that whole nine. And it's funny, shout out to Connie S. Falls, a prior guest on the podcast. I was like, let me find out you learn from the mob. I gave her an audio note. I was like, let me give you let me find out you learn from the mob. She's like, no, I learned from corporate. Right. I was like, actually, hear me out. So the mafia brings regular smegular people and make them into millionaires based off what ranks there are and everything. You turn regular smegular people, give them the structure, and they become, I'm just saying.
I love it.
That's the narrative, and I'm sticking to it. You know what I mean? I'm sticking to it. Right? Now, here's the thing. The biggest one that we may all know, Pablo Escobar. You know, he made $30 billion.
Wow. Lifetime?
Yes.
Wow.
$30 billion. Like, there gotta be some lessons that we could, regardless of how crazy it was. The one thing that I got from Pablo was the collaboration style. So he, there was this time frame where there was a lot of kidnapping happening, where kidnappers would find the most richest people, kidnap them, and do ransoms. They started going towards like the big drug traffickers. So what Pablo did was like gathered everybody, was like, yo, let's collab. Let's create a private army and let's, concentrate on getting rid of the kidnappers. Everybody put in a certain amount of money. We then create this army and we will get rid of the kidnappers, because one of the kidnapper situations actually took a close sister, right? And because of this collaboration, the sister came back. There was no more problems with the kidnappers, but then eventually it created the biggest drug cartel. But that's neither here nor there. It was the power of collaboration that I got from Pablo that I'm like, yo, they are really breaking things down as far as what to do as an entrepreneur. Like, they were like, yo, know your talent, know your potential earning, in like your potential earning situation. Then understand the ranks. They were breaking all these different things down in such a negative environment, right? They just turned a negative into a positive, and it was just really enjoyable. I really liked it because I didn't think that I would learn so much from it, but from a basic business advice tips, yeah, it was pretty good.
He said, yeah. It was
good. I'm just saying that the fact, like I said, the org chart part was like, oh, and they broke it all. They had this like little pictures. I was like, oh, okay. I see what y'all did there. It was good. So, yeah, go if y'all into that. Now, granted, like I said, I do not condone drugs. I do not condone
disclaimer.
Violence in any kind of way. Sex trafficking, any of that. I don't condone none of that. However, they have some lessons that we can learn. I'm just saying.
Necessary disclaimer, y'all. Not condoned by the podcast.
Yeah. No. We I'm not doing all that. But anyways, let's get into the creator of the week. And the creator of the week is really dope, right? As y'all know, I'm extremely big on the whole AI world right now, and especially how regular smegular people can turn words into art. And so there have been these AI art Instagram pages that continue to pop up that have amazing imagery. One that pops up to me is Amber Lower Scroll AI. I can't say her last name, so we're just going to say the actual username, right? But the imagery that she does from her AI art is amazing. So for those people who are just listening to the podcast, she has like this house up in the sky that looks like a clear igloo, right? With like the tub looking over the clouds. They have just different houses and inspiration. I look at it more like it is true inspiration for interior decorators, true inspiration for creatives. But how she lays out some of these pictures could give you really good ideas for your house or for your future house. You feel me? So just one of those creators that I wanted to give, because I don't think we go more on imagery or pictures. We won't normally go on like the video creators, but shout out to Amber Lower Scroll AI, because the images on her Instagram is so fire. So, Moose, have you seen this account?
All right. So I have not seen this account. However, I created my first AI graphics that are using ChatGPT, or I should say DALL-E. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I'm coming up in the game.
Talk to us about the experience. Actually, did you like the results?
Yeah, I did actually, because I was we hosted a masterclass, and I was like, I remember we used to do some stuff where, similar to here, we put the frames and the cutouts. It just adds an extra layer.
Yeah,
I'm using our the software of our incredible sponsors, Ecamm. I'm like, Ecamm lets me boost this thing over on Zoom. So I thought about it super last minute. So I was like, I can't reach out to anyone to design it for me. However, I know I've been messing with the new ChatGPT, and once it started to like produce an image by mistake. So I was like, I could produce it right here. So a pretty cool experience though, honestly. I think just giving the basic instructions around the theme that I wanted to provide. And I was a little worried about it being able to understand what a Zoom frame cutout was, but seamless, did the exact measurements, and yeah, it worked, man. So pretty dope to know that I can utilize that for someone who, graphics, creative, visually like creative things, not my forte. So now to be able to rely on, Agent GPT over there and just phone a friend, yeah, that's going to be a huge help, man. Huge help.
That's fire. That's fire. Yeah, I started using it for my slides since it could do text now in ChatGPT. I was like, here you go. Give me this basic stuff, like, because I only use 2-3 words on a joint, anyways. Imagery is amazing. So, yeah, if y'all not using DALL-E 3 inside of ChatGPT, I don't know what y'all doing. I don't really know. But let's get into some holiday spirits, okay? We're getting into the holidays, depending on when you're listening to this or watching this, but we're getting into the holidays, and we all need different ideas to buy some of our friends, our loved ones, or maybe even ourselves, right? So we came up with a holiday gift guide for business owners and content creators. So Moose is going to start us off with the best holiday gift ideas for business owners. What you got, Moose?
Yeah. Man, so I got a couple of things on my list here, many of which I actually have at the house. So this was cool because the video I saw, you know what I'm saying? It's like people got these products delivered to them. So any of these brands, if you want to send me a couple of these, for an unboxing, that's a thing now. So I'm happy to do so on the Nicky And Moose podcast. So first things first, for a lot of my coffee and tea drinkers, you know that it can be a struggle to keep your beverage warm to your temperature of choice for an extended period of time, all right? Especially if you work from home, whatever the case may be. Ember Mug is an excellent gift of choice. I don't know if you ever heard of Ember Mug? You ever seen it?
No, but I'm excited to see it.
It literally works on a portable charge pad that allows you to set the temperature that you want your beverage to be and maintains that temperature for up to 1 to 2 hours. So yeah, I believe they also have an app too, if I'm not mistaken. Super fire, right? Super fire. They have like a to-go one, like a full-size container, if you will, and then a small actual mug. Good to place on your desk or whatnot. So first off, Ember mug, I think for a lot of, like I said, caffeine, coffee drinkers, I love coffee. So that's a good one right there. Second one, and I think this is important, especially for the new and upcoming entrepreneurs. I got to take it here because I care about you guys, first off, getting paid. And I also care deeply about you making sure your taxes are straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to look out for y'all come tax season. I think that's important. So a quick,
you gonna make them read a book?
No, not read a book. No, I ain't gonna do you like that. But I will say, of course, any payment processing software, I use QuickBooks. I know there's a plenty others, but what I like about QuickBooks is that you can send invoices, you can set up subscriptions or reoccurring payments, and you can also maintain your books, connect your bank accounts, etc., process your books, clean up your books. So come tax season, it's an easy transfer. So again, super handy dandy tool. Third one, this was a game changer for me. I made this investment about probably a year ago, because 1 year ago, right around this time is when I updated a lot of my equipment and I purchased an iPad. Now this works best for those who already have a main monitor and are often on the go, right? So I work from this space, but really mainly for recordings. A good amount of the time I'm working from different locations or whatnot. So I used to carry around just my laptop, and I got an iPad and I used to use them separately. Now, what I'm talking about is essentially just giving yourself a second monitor. It was one of the best, most amazing investments that I've ever made. So I'm suggesting an iPad as a possible gift. It doesn't have to be the most fancy one, but just giving, your business owner friend a chance to look at a second monitor. Great addition. But there are also other monitors, honestly, that are incredibly affordable. Like I saw a Dell, you've seen the curved monitors? It's like they have like nice,
I like those.
Super dope. Like, and some of them are pretty affordable, right? Not the most, not the largest ones. I know there are some that can be pretty pricey, but there are others that are pretty affordable. So I would say third one, definitely get, a second screen. Super important. How many I have? Can I go 5?
We do now. However many you have. I got a good amount. All right.
You got a good amount too? Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a couple here. This next one I actually purchased when I first moved in here, about going on actually 3 years now. That's already been 3 years. Standing desk. I know that was something you caught recently too, right?
That's a fact. Whoever gets you that gift, because they reigned, because mine was not cheap. I don't know, you might need some of your rich friends to get you this one. This is
It can go up there. It can go up there. I'm not gonna say get them the treadmill. I've seen that on social. I don't have one, but I've seen people on social
one. I don't know if I can do all that.
I feel like that's difficult.
Right? I don't feel, because I'm the type that can't even really listen to certain things at the same time when I'm working. So now I'm going to be walking and I can't do it. I can't do it.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Yeah.
Shout out to those who can.
You keep it. You do it, but you just do it the standard way. You actually go outside, walk, and talk. You know what I'm saying?
But it's gonna get cold. I don't know when, but it's gonna get cold.
Yeah. Sometimes so. Next up, super important, by the way. I haven't really given y'all any content gifts just yet, but if you're a business owner, of course you gotta make sure your content game is strong. Well, at least you need equipment to help you to do that. I'm assuming that in 2024, we all have functional phones that give us good quality video, but the audio, still one of the most incredibly important elements to boost content online is good quality audio. So I have to say, a portable mic, huge, game-changing pickup, a great gift for anyone. Whether that be the Rode, I still have the H1 Zoom. It doesn't have to be like a podcast mic like this. I'm just saying one of the ones that, they can clip on and be able to capture good quality audio for their content. Super important. Since we're already talking content, you might as well pick you up I mean, a hell of a bundle from Deeper Than the Brand for Black Friday.
Hey.
I mean, you know, like that's a no-brainer.
Well, it's after Black Friday. It's after Black Friday, but we may still have some sales or something. I don't know. Go to Deeper Than the Brand.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Well, figure your life out and gift them something with Deeper Than the Brand. That's a good place to start on the content side. And let's see. Lastly, do I have any more bonus ones? No, that was it.
I got a bonus. If you're a business owner and you have a team, it makes sense to gift them all the flight assessment. Okay?
I mean, yeah, it's true.
You got to get to know your team a little bit better. You got to understand how they naturally work, what motivates them, how they communicate, how to communicate with them. I'm just saying, flightassessment.com is probably going to be a great gift for certain business owners. I'm just saying. Or even for yourself.
Agreed.
You may need to if you are a solopreneur, you need to know yourself. Give the gift of self. I'm just saying.
I like that. Give the gift of self. That's a good little tagline.
Hey,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Gift of self.
I do those. That's your list?
That's my list.
All right.
That's my list. I think that's a solid 5 right there. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. So, in the holiday spirit for my content creators, right? So here are some holiday ideas for the content creators. I'm going to start with some stocking stuffers, okay? All right? First and foremost, clean your lens, people. Clean your lens. So, getting a lens cleaner kit, probably like $10 at most on Amazon, is a really good stocking stuffer, whether it's for your phone or whether it's for your DSLR camera. However it is, get a lens cleaner, please. A really dope stocking stuffer is an SD card holder and reader. PGY Tech CreateMate has one for like $35 to $40, and not only can it store certain cards, all your cards, but it also has an attachment to be a reader right on your computer. So instead of having one or the other, this has it kind of combined. So this is a really dope stocking stuffer, around like $35 to $40. Of course, it wouldn't be right if I didn't talk about having a portable LED light, right? Really good for the stocking stuffers. I use the Aperture MP. Do I have one around? Oh, they're all being used. But I use the Aperture MC. Really good. It's about like $70, $80 around the holiday time. And you can literally stick it in front of your camera. You can put it to a certain size for like an accent light. Really fire. And then the last for the stocking stuffers, of course, when we talk about storage, give us some memory cards, people, especially we own a DSLR camera. Memory cards, ScanDisk is always a go-to for me. They have all different sizes. So these are amazing stocking stuffers. We got lens cleaner. We got the SD card holder and reader, portable LED lights, and memory cards, right? These are great stocking stuffers. Now, for those people who are like, all right, but give me the gifts. Like, that was cute.
Give me the real stuff.
Give me the real gifts. What can I give a content creator or an aspiring content creator for the holidays? So I'm gonna stick with lights. Real quick. I'm gonna say a ring light. Ring light is almost the essential situation. You can do the newer ring light kit with a stand at like 18 inches. Fire. People love it. Make sure they don't have one, of course. But if they don't, the newer one, NEEWER, that's what it's called, is a fire one. Storage. So we talked about the memory cards. in the stocking stuffers, I'm going to talk about the actual portable hard drives. Once again, SanDisk. I would say like a 1 terabyte, 2 terabyte would be a great, amazing gift for a content creator. Once again, SanDisk is my go-to. Another amazing gift is a gimbal. We want those nice, sturdy shots. Whether we are going up the stairs, running, at an event, seeing something, going up an escalator, however you want to go about it. We want smooth shots. And so, again, I always go for DJI, right? So they have the Osmo Mobile for those people who are on the phone. And then, of course, the DJI Ronin for those people who have the camera, like the DSLR camera. You're looking at anything starts from $99 or starting at $279, depending on when you get these sales, right? A really fire gift that I think gets slept on is, well, how am I going to hold my camera? Some of us don't necessarily like these bulky book bags. Some of us don't want to just use our regular book bags because there's no protection for our actual gear, whether our camera gear or whether even our mobile phone camera gear. So there is a Bag Smart actually on Amazon for DSLR cameras. It's waterproof. It's like a sling bag, right? And it's like $27. So fire, right? You really could just put that over your shoulder for anything. It allows you to take out the camera real quick. So this is a really dope gift for the holidays. Now we're talking about audio. Of course, I got to talk about audio. Moose mentioned some. I'm just going to kind of repeat it. I will say the wireless Go, the Rode Wireless Go is one. If you want to get a little bit more advanced, the Rode Wireless Pro is a new one that came out. And both of those are amazing, whether you are on your phone or whether you're on your camera. One is clearly a little bit better than the other, just from a professional style, which is, of course, the Pro. But both are amazing for whatever you may need. I'm going to say one of the last couple of ones, and maybe I'm biased, I'm okay with this. The Ray-Bans Meta Smart Glasses.
Yep.
Okay? I think this is a fire holiday gift because not only does it allow you to take video and pictures right on your glasses, but also it has Meta AI. And this all syncs on your phone in a matter of seconds. So it's not necessarily like a storage situation. Plus, they're pretty dope. For my prescription people, yes, they do allow you to have a prescription Meta Ray-Bans Meta Smart Glasses. They allow you to do that. It is a little bit of an upcharge, but they allow you to do that. So that's one. And then, of course, I would not be the content creator, if I am, that does not recommend a subscription to the Adobe Cloud. Like, if we're serious about creating content, gotta get the Adobe Premiere Pro, gotta get Photoshop, gotta get After Effects, gotta get Lightroom, and you could do that with a subscription to Adobe Cloud service. And then, just like Al Moose said, we gotta learn how to create content. We gotta learn how to, distribute that on social media. You gotta learn different AI tools and things like that. And so I would say gift them Deeper Than the Brand. DeeperThanTheBrand.com and all that. But all these different gifts, between the stocking stuffers to the main gifts, links will be in the descriptions, in the show notes, especially the ones that Moose said as well. These are all going to be in the descriptions. But for the holidays, I think we got you covered. How was that list? I love that.
I like that you started with some of the more affordable options too. It's like, hey, you don't got to knock it out the park right away. There's some still relatively inexpensive, essential, really quality gifts. I'm not mad at that. I agree. I think that's super important. You mentioned cleaning your lens, and I was like, dang, I really don't be honest, I don't clean my lens. I don't think I ever have. I do the camera option, the clean. Does that count? Like
Nope.
when you clean through the camera, that don't nice little shake. You get the.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it justice then. All right, fair enough.
Clean your lens, even from the phone. Like before you take a pic, always like just.
Phone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm known. I'm the one to like every 2 weeks run some alcohol pads through my phone.
Really?
Especially because I go to the gym. Yeah, because I go to the gym. I might throw my phone on the floor and all that. Now I got the little one, and she's quick to take the phone and go straight to her mouth. So I'm like, oh yeah, nah. I'll just keep cleaning. Yeah. So the phone, I do a good job, but the camera, not so much. I gotta up my skill on that.
So we know what we're getting, Moose. We know we're getting Moose. Moose gotta get a P.O. box and people can send them some lens cleaner kits. I'm just saying. But
it's a fact.
No, I think when we look at both of the lists, I think that's a really good like starter mid pack for entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, creativepreneurs, everybody who are just in that world of like, how do I invest for myself, either for myself or what could I tell other people to invest in me about? Now, here's my question before we do get to the question of the week. What is something that you are going to intentionally invest in yourself going into 2024 or early top of 2024?
Yeah, I said this for this year, and honestly, I didn't do a good enough job to make it happen. And whatever, I can say some life events have taken place. I had a whole baby in March, so I guess that makes sense. But
a whole baby,
a whole baby. But I really do want to attend more events where I can sit in as a student and not a teacher. That to me, I think is long overdue. Because even and I mentioned the community meetups. You know, one of the members who came through, shout out to Adrian, she has a fire resume, by the way. Worked in the CIA, is now working in Google. You know, it's like a part of some of the rebranding stuff with AI and all that. I was like, okay, hold on a second. I'm not going to pretend to be a fake expert just because, you know, I'm on here using the tools. Teach me. Like, how should I be thinking about this, right? And it was just, a really dope conversation because sometimes you get to a point and yeah, we strive for it to be the one who has the answers or the one who's looked to for answers. But quite honestly, I think that we can easily be neglected quite a bit too, because no one is coming to pour into us, or no one is coming, you know, to share information like that, or maybe not so much the information piece, but just in general. So I do want to step outside the box and just see what else, like, man, what are people doing in different industries and what type of experiences are they generating, or how are they teaching? How are they presenting information to make people more engaged and help them to really put their stuff into action? So I think that is a indirect investment into my business, but more directly into me. Because I think we can, you know, we benefit from a lot of those too. So that's something I got to make happen in 24 for sure.
Yeah,
at least a couple.
I actually agree with that. I think for me, going into the new year, I'll probably go in, do some more live events. But I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to go. I'll say I'll invest in events. Can't even speak. In events. Hello. But I don't learn anything when I'm there. I learn with the replays, and I do networking when I'm actually there. I realize maybe this is just because of the stuff that I've done in the past. I can't sit for too long. I can't. It's a struggle for me. I can't do it. So I think for me, I'm in this cadence of learning online, but networking and community in person. So I still may do some events just for those particular purposes. I think one of the things that I'm going to invest more is not necessarily, I was going to say books, but I think rereading in this before 2024, investing time in rereading some of the top books that I had and really grasping the purpose of the book. So of course, when you listen to a book, you grab certain things, but you always miss some, right?
Yeah.
And then for me, I was in 2023, like reading all these different books and gathering so much information to make kind of the work ethic that I have now, but I don't think I gave it justice of what it was truly there to do. So I know there's a few that I'm going to be in like late 2023, early 2024, just rereading to get the true blueprint of each one of those instead of reading another one. So my last book of this year is The Diary of a CEO. That's my last book. Hopefully, I may lie. I may have one more. I gotta look at my wish list. There may be one more, but bare minimum, last or the next one is the last. And then I'm gonna go like the Alex Hormozy one, the $100 million offer. I'm gonna reread that one. I'm gonna reread one that I read years ago, the 22 Mutable Laws of Branding. I'm gonna reread that one. I'm gonna reread like 2 or 3 more other books, and then kind of just make sure I map out to. And this is really specific for like the brand and business side, to really look at, do I have these things in place?
Nice.
So,
reading or listening audios? Or both?
No, that is my reading.
Okay. Fair enough.
But so what I do realize is that, like, so for the Diary of CEO, if it's good, if the book is good enough, like when I hear it, I buy the actual hard copy so that when I re-listen to it, I grab those parts on hardcover.
Nice.
So I can visually see it and it soak in a little bit more. So so that's kind of, so all the ones that I really, really rock with, I have the hard copy of it.
Yeah, I can relate with that because funny enough, when I first, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I was big on this philosophy of I got to read the book, not listen to the book, because I need to build a library for my children. Now that I have a child, I have not purchased one book, but just not physical book that is, but a bunch of audiobooks. So I'm like, oh, what's up with that? You said you're going to build a library. So I do got to go. That's actually, it's funny you say that, because that was one of the things I realized too. It's more of almost like a spiritual awakening or a spiritual reflection. I'll probably share about that on the after show. Make sure you guys come over to the after show too. Check us out over there. We got a whole bunch of dope conversations. So I'll tell you a little bit more of my reflection on that over there in more detail about why it's time for me to go back to physical books and not audiobooks, because I definitely got on the high of being able to listen at 1.5 and 1.7 speeds and just blast through information and get as much intel as I can, as quickly as I can. But now I think the discipline of being able to sit down and read, I gotta go back to that for sure.
I actually, with certain books and the things that with Netflix, and I stopped listening to it fast.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I stopped listening to it. Like this last book, The Diary of a CEO, is one of the books I just heard, same speed, all 6 hours. And I think I felt like I caught more by doing that. I think when I listen to it fast, I'm here searching for certain keywords, and I'll stop once I hear these specific keywords. But this one, I was like, I don't know what to expect. So it was such a good book. It was, I'm going to talk about that another day. That was such a good book. If you heard the after show last week, I ended it with one of the questions from that, and it was such a good question. So
that was fire.
Yeah. So go check out the after show. But after this episode, of course. After this, we're not done. We're not done. Look. So let's get to the question of the week. You thought that was the question of the week. It wasn't. We got another one, right? And of course, this segment is sponsored by the Flight Assessment, flightassessment.com. Discover your personal superpower and learn how to use your superpower to become a master communicator, strengthen all your relationships, and develop the awareness you need to fulfill your highest potential. That's flightassessment.com. Now, into still of the holiday spirits, okay? But going more into the strategy side of things. Big holiday discounts or exclusive limited offers? Is it better for brands to offer big discounts during the holiday season or create a buzz with an exclusive limited time offer? Moose, what you got?
Yeah, we have historically done incredibly well with our big holiday offers, quite honestly. So not so much on the exclusive rollout side, but just bundling a lot of our greatest products and the things that we've done throughout the year and giving them at incredibly affordable and greatly discounted rates. So again, time and time again, we've seen it happen. So even this year, we came up to it and we were like, should we? We said we were going to shut it down after October and look into 2024. And I was like, nah, but looking at the data, just a whole cold hard data, it's hard to ignore the signs. So I got to go with what works. Me personally, I'm a fan of that. And I got to say, I don't know of any brands, maybe with the exception of the Jordan brand, because I know the Jordan brand, and maybe you can speak to it a little bit more. They saved their best sneaker, which at least my favorite of all time.
I'm so done with them. So done with them. I'm so
always for December. And it's like, yeah. So if you miss, you're going to have to wait the whole year again. So that's the only one that comes to mind that does not do, this model that I'm speaking about. But yeah, for me, I think the bundled is the way to go.
I'll answer and then I'll get into my Jordan conversation because I'm so over them.
Please.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give a mix of both. Okay, if you have the resources. Reason why, of course, the people person of me understands that the holidays, people are looking for the best deal, not necessarily the best product or anything. They're looking for the best deal. So you may be on the shelves until next year if you have the best product, but you didn't give necessarily a discount to it. Because I go over here because I'm trying to buy my mom something, my grandma something, my significant other something, my dad something, everybody, my cousins, my team. I'm trying to buy all these things. Your stuff may not be it, may not make the cut. So I support the big discounts in this time, but I do believe there is a crowd for what is my gift to me. And for those who are what is my gift to me, or in that caliber of I really just love exclusive stuff. I know stuff that people don't necessarily have, or have this particular bundle or some way, shape, or form. And so if there's at least one thing that is for a specific time frame, like I'm cool with that, right? Like for instance, right before we got on here, there is spent so much on it too, and I'm so mad at it. So there is a Mitchell & Ness Rockefeller jersey in the Knicks color, had Rockefeller 1, Sean Carter in the back, and it was super limited. My size is already sold out. I got it before it sold out. But it's like things like that I'm like, yo, I must have. This is my Christmas gift to myself. This is my holiday gift to myself, which I'm still mad about. But then, like he said, with the Jordans, right? They don't care for your for no discounts. They come out with these Jordans once a year. And so here's my story with this, and I'm so mad about this, right? Because first, shout out to Team Jordan and the Jordan brand, because they're starting to care more about women's sizes. So they're actually starting to drop more female Jordan versions that are really dope. So past week or two, they did a Jordan 11 drop that is more of a brown color, but I didn't know, right? Because in a certain angle of the color of the picture, it looks like black, right? And so I was like, oh, these are the Christmas ones, right? These are the Christmas ones. I didn't look at the name. I just looked at the silhouette. I saw it was black. I was like, cool. I guess they're coming out early. Then I saw the women's sizes. I was like, this is weird. And then I was able to get it at 11. For those people who don't know, Jordans always drop at 10 a.m. Eastern. They sell out really quick. I was able to get it at 11. And I was like, okay, I guess no one's really tripping off of this. They were about like 2 something, right? I was like, okay, these Jordan 11s on a December situation is getting out of hand. I'm not supporting this. And I have small feet, people. 5.5 in boys. So then they did a surprise drop on the sneaker app for the actual Jordan 11s that drop in December, right? And I'm like, and Nick sent it to me. Said, hey, I'm not going to get these because these are $200 and something. But here you go. I was like, I got these last week. What are you talking about? Like, which ones did you get? These. And it's like, no, those are the brown ones. You didn't know they were brown? I was like, oh, no. All right, well, let me go get this one. So those were 185 because once again, small feet. So I'm not the 200. And I was like, damn, I thought I got the December.
Doubled up.
So Jordan will make you spend money. Don't care about no discounts. Don't care that it's Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Doesn't matter of any of those situations. Jordan was just here to take your money, and we are going to continue to give Jordan our money. And then so that's why there are certain brands that, regardless of what they come out with, we're going to give them our money. So that's why I'm saying kind of a double, can do the big holiday sale, because probably some of their merch, some of their clothing is on sale, but their sneakers, their top line sneakers, not like Team Jordan sneakers, their top line sneakers are never on sale. So you may want to have both of their models. So I'm just, shout out to Jordan.
Yikes. Yikes.
Whatever, Jordan. I'm tired of you. I'm tired. And then I had a really big, we'll talk about it in the after show. I had a really big intervention with myself and these sneakers. But listen, people, let us know what you would pick. Would you pick as a brand, right? As a business, not as a consumer, because you're going to be like, of course, I want the holiday discounts. No, as the producer, right, of these deals, would you pick the big holiday discount, or would you do an exclusive limited offer? Let us know in the comments, email us, however you want to go about it, however you feel comfortable communicating with us. Of course, check out the after show, right? Big things are coming, big things. Patreon is dropping very soon.
Hello.
Okay, so by the time you hear this, probably another week or two. So keep your notifications on. Keep your email open. Make sure all notifications are on as far as all social media platforms. Patreon is coming. It's going to be a vibe. And then go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hello. youtube.com/@thisisnicky's. Really dope stuff happening over there. Go follow Moose on Instagram. Really dope stuff happening there. Flightassessment.com, deeper than the brand. Moose, final words.
Hey, this one came back up this week, so I got to give it to you guys. Listen, nothing builds momentum like doing what you said you were going to do. No fancy tactics, no cold showers and extensive routines. Just simply keep the promise you made to yourself. That's it.